woman member of parliament. We can now confirm that everything, the moment that everyone has been waiting for was today. Actually, the question that everyone has been waiting to know the answer was today answered by the returning officer of Lira City. But of course, it was the voters who spoke yesterday in their different polling stations. And we can now confirm that Dr. Jane Ruth Acheng, that is the current health minister, actually has retained her seat for Lira City woman member of parliament after she was declared by the Independent Electoral Commission today around midday after garnering 38,074 votes. 38,074 votes, that is the votes that actually Dr. Jane Ruth Acheng polled. But she was also trailed with her counterpart, that is Gender Minister Betty Among-Ongom, also the wife to UPC party president, that is Jim McKenna, who garnered 26,199 votes. I can tell you, Mark, that the streets of Lira City today was so busy because after the announcement, after the declaration, I am telling you, the whole street of Lira City was painted yellow. People moved, people danced, people jubilated. People stood by the roadside to cheer her up, to wave to her, just to say thank you. People celebrated with her. They also wanted her to feel the moment, and the city, the streets of Lira City was today very busy. People were jubilating and celebrating after the declaration. So they moved in circles around the city, but eventually went and then gathered at the mayor's garden just next to the tally center, because the activities at the tally center was actually already done and it was closed up. But later on, we also moved to the gender minister because we also needed to get a reaction on what had unfolded. And according to her, these results did not rhyme with what she thinks, and we can confirm that she actually rejected the results. She contested the results, saying it is not what she can go by because she claims there has been some irregularities that she believed influenced the results that took place. But we also asked her if she has evidence and whether she plans maybe to petition the Electoral Commission or maybe to go to court or make some follow-ups. She was able to tell us that she's yet to sit with her husband, also the party president, that is Jim McKenna, and then they will have a discussion on the outcome of these results, and then they would probably be giving us updates on what steps they will probably be taking. So we are still watching the space and waiting to hear from them. They promised a press conference, which we are here waiting to attend, and then we shall be updating our audience as and when we get the information. But aside from that, also in Lira district, former minister for housing, that is Sam Ingola, also bounced back for Erute South member of parliament. Today he also was declared in the afternoon hours, and he also had a very long convoy that came from Lira district, and then they went through the Lira City up to his residence in Lira City, and then they had some small celebrations as well. So Sam Ingola occupied the seat and then lost it to Jonathan Odur, who has held the same seat now for 10 years, for 2 terms. The other term, Sam Ingola also participated in election but still lost the same seat to Jonathan Odur. But this time round, he has been lucky enough to take the day. So constituency. But also away from Lira district, if we are to take you to Dokolo district, that is Dokolo South, we also have news coming in there that prominent legislator, senior legislator, that is Felix Ogotogong, is also among those who have lost their seats. What we can see happening this time around, Mark, is that we might probably end up with quite a number of new entrants, because we are seeing some of these senior legislators actually losing their seats. I've just talked about Jonathan Odur, who has lost his seat to Sam Ingola in Erute South. Then we have Felix Ogotogong in Dokolo South, who has also lost his seat to a UPC person there. But we also have in Dokolo South that was held by Moses Ogwal Goli. He has also lost his seat to a new entrant, that is Joseph Jones Ogwal. But the same situation we also have in Kwania County, where Tony Ayo, who is the current chairperson of parliamentary committee on ICT, he has also lost his seat to Tony Eron. Tony Ayo first lost his flag, NRM flag, to Tony Eron, but opted to run for this race as an independent. But again, Tony Eron still took the day, and it was also declared today. But just adjacent to them, still in Kwania there, we have also seen Bobo Kai, who has also been holding that seat, but has also lost it to a new person. So Bobo Kai was in UPC, but there is a gentleman from NRM. I can just confirm the name from here. He has also come in as a new entrant in Kwania.
Well, Eddie, I want to also just interject a bit and ask you, basing on the results that you mentioned between Jane Ruth Acheng and Betty Amongi for the woman MP race for Lira City, we can see from the numbers that 38,074 votes is very close to the 26,199 votes. Of course, this reflects a highly contested race, and that was well appreciated. However, we also want to know the range of the other races. For example, between MP Sam Ngola and Jonathan Odur in Lira City for the MP race, and then also in Dokolo South. Would you enlighten us a little more on the range of the vote numbers?
Thank you. You have just talked about the range for Lira City woman MP. So mathematically, that one, if we calculate, you will realize that the range is by more than 10,000 votes, because Dr. Jane Ruth Acheng is in 38,074 votes, and then she is trailed by UPC's Betty Amongi, who is in 26,199 votes. But moving away from that to Dokolo, where Felix Okot lost, you will see that Vincent Opito, the UPC flag bearer who took the day, was declared with 18,024 votes, and Felix Ogotogong garnered 11,161 votes. So here we can see a margin of about 6,000 to 7,000 in that race. That means it was also a very hotly contested race there in Dokolo South. But also in Dokolo North, we can see that Joseph Jones Ogwalwe emerged victorious, garnered 8,845 votes. but the next person to him garnered 8,607 votes. So that is a difference of only about 100 to 200 votes. So you can imagine
what does this range tell us? Because yes, I agree that the difference of Jen Ruth Acheng and Betty Amongi is really different. But when we see 8,845 and 8,607, that was close. What do you think attributed this tight race to? Do these candidates both hold the stature that the city or the municipality requires?
So it's actually quite unique. Apparently, I may not have so much to say, but if you look at other results, you'll find that where UPC is winning, like they win with a very big margin, but where NRM is winning, wins with a very small margin. Unlike in Lira City, where Dr. Jen, who is NRM candidate, actually won with a little more bigger margin. Because the case in point, if I'm to give you results for the woman member of parliament for Doklo, you will realize that the victor, that is Sarah Gutinyankore, won by 36,720 votes. And then the NRM candidate came second with 18,659 votes. So you can imagine the difference.
Yeah. Wow.
And and the same situation if you go to Yam. If you go to Yam, you will also find that the victor, the person who emerged victorious for Yam, woman member of parliament, is also from UPC. That is Sandra Alum Ogwang, who garnered 64,064 votes. And then she was trailed by NRM Sergeant Francis Achilo with 39,387 votes. So you can also see that there is some big difference there, some good gap in between.
Wow.
But like you asked in Doklo, you find that it's the NRM candidate who won and then being trailed by the UPC candidate, and the margin is small.
Wow, thank you so much, Eddie Olwa, for those updates, and we really do hope to see them walking into Parliament very gracefully. Thank you very much. We also hope to hear more from you when the race is finally closed.
Thank you, Mark.
All right. So in more news, Thomas Tayebwa and the NRM head of the National Chairman's Office, Hadija Namyalo, has expressed satisfaction with the general smoothness and the conduct of the Electoral Commission process. Tayebwa says that the party put in place mechanisms to ensure its declaration result forms tally with those of the Electoral Commission in the interest of transparency. However, he raised concerns over failures of the biometric voter verification machines, noting that some NRM candidates may have been affected despite strong performance. Our reporter Irene Faith Nantongo has more.
The progress is really, really good. As you can see, we put in place mechanisms as a party. His Excellency ensured that he puts in mechanisms and extra mechanisms to ensure that we don't lose any of our votes through either misplacement or entering wrong results and all that. And that's why Hajati Namyaro here was appointed to ensure that we succeed clearly on that. And then some of us came in to reinforce her by giving that kind of support. So far what we are seeing is extremely positive, but so far what we've seen, we're extremely excited. It's within our target, I think, it's within our target. What we are getting is corresponding with what the EC is announcing. So we are very, very, very happy, and I'm sure that by end of tomorrow, like around 10, we should have been able to correct all declaration forms from the country. We put in place a mechanism of our party officials, together working with the ONC officials, to ensure that indeed every declaration form from across the country is delivered here at the office of the national chairman, for both getting our copy but also for our custody, because sometime back in the previous elections we found we were not getting the declaration forms, so we are surviving on the mercy of EC. But now, from what we are seeing, all declaration forms are coming, and we have more and more district registrars and ONC district coordinators coming. We have in place mechanisms of reaching even to the minute kind of polling station anywhere. Let it be deep in Abim, let it be deep in Bundubujo, we are able to reach there and know what we've gotten. So by the time the declaration form comes to us, we've already cross-checked and we just confirm and see that indeed EC is announcing what is very clear. Of course, in electoral processes, the declaration form is very critical, extremely critical. So we had agents across all the 50,741 polling stations across the country. And we had 2 agents on each polling station and 1 alternative agent in case one of them either went rogue or fell sick or was stuck somewhere. So you can see the level of preparation on our side has been extremely high. So when I see some people complaining, running around when they couldn't even deploy agents, and I say, so you mean you wanted us to do your job also? Ours is to guard our vote, and we know our vote. Also, stop just using Worokoso. Show us clearly if you have any problem anywhere. Give us evidence, because for us we have evidence.
Electoral Commission. So, wano tukunganyizawo DRA forms zaffe n'okumanya kiddala status quo eri ku ground. Ddala bye batuwa byebyo byebyo ebivudde ku ground nga tukomparingamu n'abana abalina bitulangirira nga ssemateeka walagira aba National Electoral Commission. Twateekawo agents mu ggwanga lyonna okakasa nti tewali ku interceptinga na bululu bwaffe obwa president waffe, okakasa nti bye bagenda otusomera eri mu ttale center yaabwe eya gavumenti oba ey'eggwanga lyonna bikwatagana ne agent waffe ali ku polling station yaffe gy'ayina. Kyekyo wecountaringa okulaba nti nno toli ambushed, kufuna pressure gye tutayina. So ne tuteekayo abantu be babeera ku ground nga batuwa batukubira obusembe ne tugamba wano tufunye buno, wano tufunye buno, kati wano kuŋŋaanyizo ze DRA forms ng'obukakafu nti in case ne wabaawo obutali bumativu tusobola okwemulugunya mu ssemateeka oba eri Electoral Commission tugamba ye nga mwatusomedde bwe biti naye ate DRA form etugamba kino. So ye papasi yaffe etuteekesaawo ekkuŋŋaanyizo. Nze mpulira ennaku y'amaanyi nnyo nti bale manyi president wange agenda kufuna nga 9 kubanga mobilizinze ate essuubi tulina mu ye, naye olw'ebyuma byammwe ebyo ebyakyankalanyiziddwa ng'abantu olwedde tubadde tubakunga bagamba saawa